Listeners, with the hope that you all must be perfect and must be enjoying life to the fullest, we will move on to the very first segment of today's program, which is Chit Chat, in which we have invited a very special guest for you, Sabina Rizwan. So let's have an interesting chit chat with her. A segment in which we invite those people with whom our chit-chat may turn out to be useful. We invite those people who can share with us their interests, achievements, and different experiences of life that can be proved advantageous for our listeners. Whether those achievements and experiences are in the field of a study, in social work, or in extracurricular activities. Our today's guest is a student of University of Karachi. She has completed her master's in mass communication and currently busy in doing her second master's in international relations. She is also a social worker and has played a vital role as a youth trainer. She is Sabina Rizwan from University of Karachi. Assalamu alaikum, Sabina.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you doing today?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good too. First of all, thank you very much for coming here today, taking out some time for us.
It's a pleasure to be here always. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, Sabina, first of all, I would like to know from you that what are you busy with these days?
That's a tough question because I am busy in doing a bunch of stuff. As you just mentioned, I'm busy currently in my second master's in international relations, and soon I'll be giving my exams, so I'm pretty busy in preparing that. Besides that, since I'm a certified trainer, so I conduct different trainings and workshops for the youth whenever I'm invited by any organization. Besides that, I'm also a freelance writer, so I do write for different newspapers and magazines, and I work as an environmentalist for the issues of climate change. So yeah, that's pretty much a lot going on.
Yes, definitely. Well, we'll first of all start from your education.
Sure.
That what made you go for international relations after mass communication?
I was always into writing, and that was the reason that I joined mass communication. While I was pursuing my mass comm, international relations was another subsidiary for me. 2 years in that subject, it really inspired me, and it was something that I felt that I can pursue further. And I'm kind of a person who's actually interested in what goes on global level and how things, happen in the world. So keeping that in mind, I took a break after my first master's, and I was thinking maybe I would go either for an MPhil in mass comm. But then I decided, no, I think I should go ahead and explore more about international relations. So yeah, that's why I'm in.
How is this experience? Like, you enjoying studying?
Basically, I'm doing it privately. So I'm not a current student right now at University of Karachi. It's an amazing experience because it's something different that I haven't studied. So I'm kind of a person who likes to do different things. So it's something pretty challenging and worth studying, no doubt.
The reason for doing it privately, like you might have been a part of university before,
yeah,
and now you're doing this master's privately. So any specific reason for that?
Probably because I'm busy doing so many stuff at a time that, doing it regularly at university now won't be possible.
So you're able to manage between your studies and all the activities now?
So far, alhamdulillah.
How was your experience in mass communication?
Mass communication was 4 years of amazing learning, fun, and something, I would love to go back to do again. I did my 3 years bachelor and 1 year's MA in mass communication. In my master's, I had advertising and public relations as my core subject. So it was pretty amazing. We had great teacher. We did advertising campaigns. We learned photography. We did a bit of graphic designing as well, and we managed to do certain events. So it was pretty amazing. And besides that, as a writer, I felt that I, alhamdulillah, got teachers, who helped me in polishing my skills, giving me ideas, and really bringing out my creativity. So yeah, it was a great time I had at mass communication.
Okay. Who made you choose this field, like after your intermediate?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that told you to choose mass communication for higher education? Or any one of your inspiration, like looking to whom you thought that I should go for mass communication?
Basically, I come from a family who always support to be doctors or engineers. My father always wanted me to go for MBA, and my mother always wanted me to go for the medical. So I was the odd one out. But I think it was pretty much, I guess, the writing that I was doing since I was 9 years old, and I was pretty much into reading as well. So this connection with writing and, expressing myself in a way that I feel comfortable really motivated me. I remember that I did my intermediate from pre-medical, and I tried for DMC and SMC, but I couldn't get admission. And then my father said that, okay, so now you're going into BBA. And I got admission in a private university, and I left that university and I said that, no, I would like to go in something that I feel I would like to do. And that was a hard decision, basically.
All right. You mentioned that you have done your intermediate from pre-medical, right?
Yes.
What we usually see nowadays is that the students, if they select pre-medical in intermediate and they could not get admission in the medical college, so they feel like world has come to its end. They completely get disheartened and they cannot pay attention in their further studies wherever they get admission. Did you also think the same thing when you could not get the admission, or it was a bit different, like you already had made your mind that I have still many ways to go?
See, like any general person, since I was aiming to be a doctor, I wouldn't say I was aiming, I was made aim to be a doctor. Considering that, yes, it does feel bad when you try for something and it doesn't happen the way you want it. But on the other hand, I see myself as a very practical person. I am not much of a sensitive, emotional kind of a person who would go into depression and would think that the world has come to an end. I readily take out different solutions for a problem. So for me, it wasn't an issue, alhamdulillah. In that way, I guess my family was pretty much supportive.
And if we move towards the years that you spent in your college, so how was that experience?
I was pretty much into studies, and I wasn't much of a fun person because it's 2 years where you basically focus on getting a good percentage. So I was more into, and since I had pre-medical, so there's tons of practicals and maintaining journals and attending classes. So I was just studying all the time, and I don't really recall it as something really fun.
All right. And what about your school days?
School days, okay, that was an amazing time period that I had. I switched bunch of schools. I used to live in Saudi Arabia at that time. It was a good experience because we weren't among only the Pakistani students. We had people from all over the world.
Sabina, thank you so much once again for being here today. It was lovely to have this chit chat with you. Listeners, I hope that you people would have enjoyed this chit chat with Sabina Rizwan. Listeners, I hope that you all would have enjoyed this chit chat.